Yo guys, what is going on? These are the AirPods Pros, and spoiler alert, they are my favorite true wireless earphones yet. So, yeah, let's do it. On my breath, unraveling emotions. I need some space. So let's put the specs aside first. These guys come in at 250 pounds or dollars depending on where you're located. They have noise cancellation, transparency mode, which basically picks up noise on the outside and delivers it using the microphones on the outside. It's using the H1 chip, which allows for Hey Siri support and allows the battery life to be a little bit better than the previous generation. It has IPX4 sweat and water resistance, Qi wireless charging, 4.5 hours of battery life on a single charge with noise cancellation on. If it's turned off, then you'll be able to get around 5 hours. It has 24 plus hours of listening time, uses a lightning port, 1 hour of playback, and 5 minutes of charge in the case. Comes in a glossy white finish and has changeable ear tips to fit you better depending on your ear. So in comparison to the old AirPods, these guys have a new design with a ear tip and a shorter stem. So first, in terms of the design, so much better. I mean, I remember with the first and second gen AirPods, most people would have them in at different angles and you would look really just abnormal. It was weird. I didn't actually mind the long stem, it was just the fact that it was coming out at different angles. But this, it's shorter and it doesn't come out at different angles. It's more low-key, it's more minimal. They still look like AirPods. They still have that signature look. They still look like money. The case of the AirPods also resembles the old AirPods, except it's in a horizontal format instead of vertical. It's a little bit bigger than the old AirPods, but they're still very pocketable, and that is one of the reasons I love them. They fit in your pocket and they don't feel uncomfortable. They're there, they're doing their thing. When you need them, you got them. When you don't need them, they're back in your pocket. The design is still minimal and clean, and even though it is made of full plastic, it still feels really, really good. And you know, you've held these before, you probably have, whether it's the AirPods or the AirPods Pros, they feel like money. So they're pretty up there in terms of build quality. Now, another new part to the design that we mentioned previously was the addition of changeable ear tips. So now you have the option to use small, medium, or large sized ear tips, so it will fit you depending on your ear. Also within settings, if you're using an iPhone or an iPad, you have an option called an ear tip test, which basically tells you if you're wearing the right fit so you can get the best acoustic performance possible. Now, something that also really sucked from Apple, if you're having a look over here, is the fact that they put a lightning port. That really sucks. I mean, it's 2020. These came out at the end of 2019. The MacBook lineup already has the USB-C. The iPad lineup is starting to have USB-C. They used a USB-C to lightning port in the box. Why don't they put a lightning port? So that's something that's kind of bothering me. Also, for 250 pounds, it would have been nice of them to put in an adapter. You know, because if you have a USB-C to lightning port and you don't have another lightning cable, chances are you're not going to have a USB-C adapter, so you're going to have to go buy another lightning cable anyway. And from Apple, those things are like 20 pounds. So anyway, yeah, Apple, sort that out. Now, one of the main reasons so many of you are probably checking out this video is because you want to know, has the sound quality improved since the previous generation AirPods? And my answer is definitely yes. Look, these aren't amazing. They still, you know, you're going to find a better pair of earphones out there if you're looking for sound quality. But these have better bass than last time. It's nicer. Everyone likes bass. And also, the audio is so much more crisp. And by crisp, I mean the little details, you feel like you're immersed within it. And that's probably the best way I could describe it. It's just so crispy. Sounds quite a bit better than the previous generation, especially in terms of bass as well. Now, the main reason that you're probably considering buying these instead of the normal AirPods is probably because of noise cancellation and transparency mode. So, first off, noise cancellation. Look, I haven't tried a lot of different earphones or headphones, but it will be a bit different with earphones because they already plug your ears with the tips on top of the noise cancellation and software. But this was probably, in my opinion, one of the best. I put it in comparison to the Sony WF-1000 XM3s. It was better than those. check out the comparison in the info card in the top right corner. But anyway, this was honestly really cool. I remember my first experience with it was I was in a room, there was a fan, I put on the AirPods and the noise cancellation faded in and the fan faded out. It was really weird. I genuinely thought that the fan had stopped. So it does work, and it is actually pretty functional. And if you get the right fit, you're going to get a plug in your ear, and that's going to help as well with overall noise cancellation. Second feature is the transparency mode, and the way this works is there are microphones on the outside of the earphones which pick up all the noise going on around you, and then that's delivered to you through the speaker in the earphones. And it's done really well here. It is as if the earphones aren't on you. It doesn't sound fake or anything, and it's done very professionally, and it works really well, and there's not much else I can say about that. Another new side thing about the AirPods Pro in comparison to the previous generation is the new controls. So instead of tapping on the AirPods, you grab the stem and you grab it once and let go to pause, twice to skip, and 3 times to go back. And if you hold it, it will switch modes between noise cancellation and transparency. So these controls are definitely better. A, they're more satisfying, and B, you don't move the AirPod out of place when you tap on it, and it just works better. And it even works, if you were wondering, when you're wearing gloves, so that's nice to know. Now, as you might know, these guys come with wireless charging, which is actually great for me because whenever I come back to my desk, I place the AirPods on the wireless charger, and then whenever I go out, I take it off, I use it. And because I've developed this habit of just always putting it on the charger, I have never had the AirPods run out of battery on me. So if you're buying these and you don't have a wireless charger, then definitely consider buying one because it really helps. Now here's a true story. I've never met anybody who doesn't have a scratch or some sort of dent on their AirPods. Everybody drops them, and in fact I've got a friend who literally every time I've seen him has dropped them, and those were only the times that I was there to see it. But at the end of the day, I can always come to the conclusion that they are durable. So even though they do get scratched and dented easily, which is something you gotta bear in mind, this doesn't actually mean that they're gonna break or lose their function. They're actually really good at maintaining their function. And they also have water and sweat resistance, which is great for the gym. So that just adds to the fact that these are a pretty durable pair of earphones. Now, something I just want to throw out there is the fact that because of this horizontal design, it's a little bit harder to open with one hand. I know it's a very small thing, but with the other AirPods you can do it pretty easily, and I really like that. You can still do it here, it's just a little bit more fiddly. Now, for the Android users out there, I just want you to know that the AirPods Pros work really well with Android. I use a Galaxy S10, and my earphones of choice are the AirPods Pros. But you don't get that little extra customization on Android that you get on iOS, just like having the optimization test to see which ear tip fits and all that. And the Google Assistant doesn't work, but other than that, it still works really well with Android. There's no other issues. And overall, my last nitpick is just the fact that this is priced at £250 or dollars. That is way too expensive. Even the Sony WFs come in at around £70 cheaper. So, you know, Apple, it's Apple, but it doesn't give them the excuse. And also, Apple products are rarely discounted. I mean, the first generation AirPods stayed at the same price of £160 for 2 years. So you really gotta have a look at value for money here. Look, overall, I love AirPods, and they're my favorite true wireless earphones. They're the ones I'm keeping in my pocket. The competition would be the Sony WF-1000XM3s. I have a comparison, so check that out on the info card up there. But what really won me over, A, was I had trouble with the fit with the Sonys. Watch the video, you'll see. But also, AirPods, this is overall something that Apple are really good at delivering, but it's at delivering a flawless user experience. It's something they're so good at doing, and they nailed it here. They did it really well, and it feels really effortless when you want to use these. And I can't really get more in depth than that, just because if you've used an Apple product before, whether you hate it or you don't, you will agree with me that they are pretty effortless and they're pretty flawless, and overall the user experience is very flawless. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing. I upload content twice a week, Wednesdays and Sundays, and you know, it's a pretty small channel, so I would love to see it get up and work its way up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Check out my Instagram and Twitter at El-Naggar for more tech on your feed if you want that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.